Hey everyone, finish watching the next episode of Beetleborgs, Nano in the House. Vexor has created the Amulet of Subjugation. He gives it to Noxic, Typhus, and Jara. Whoever looks at someone wearing it becomes their slave, and it can only be worn by a Beetleborg. And while they're disoriented, he'll use his Ultra Dimension Manipulator to seal the portal to the comic book dimension, meaning they'll be safe from being sent back into the comics.
Pretty elaborate.
And also a bit convoluted. The Magnivores leave the amulet in front of Zoom Comics. Nano picks it up and puts it on. Vexor sends out a new monster to retrieve it. Nano goes up to Hillhurst to find the kids, and the amulet puts all the monsters of the house under its spell. Flabber, luckily, has on spell-repellent sunglasses. He contacts the kids and tells them what's going on. The Hillhurst monsters chase Nano around, begging her to let them serve her. Flabber tricks the monsters by turning into Nano and leading them away. The kids get Nano out of the house. They go back to Zoom Comics. Van and Trip are put under the amulet's spell. The kids know something weird is going on, but they don't know it's being caused by the amulet. Vexor, meanwhile, needs comics to power his Ultra Dimension Manipulator. Noxic, Typhus, and Jara go to the comic shop, only to also fall under the amulet's spell. The kids hide Nano, and the Magnivores leave after they steal a couple of comics. Flabber contacts them to warn about Vexor's latest monster. They go out to deal with him. After defeating it, they shoot their lasers through a comic which somehow blows up Vexor's machine. Alright. They go back to Zoom Comics. Van and Trip are still under the amulet's spell. Drew levitates it away when Nano dozes off and Joe breaks it. This undoes the spell, and the two kids run away. Nano wakes up and thinks everything that happened was just a dream. This was a pretty crazy episode. Vexor's plan is overly convoluted. I don't know what purpose the Ultra Dimension Manipulator served. The Beetleborgs are never even aware of it. Maybe it was intended to establish a larger goal for Vexor, but I don't think it was necessary in a show like this. Van and Trip, as well as the Beetleborgs, get some funny stuff to do this time around. Van and Trip are snobby and arrogant, but they're still pretty likable compared to past comic relief characters and other Saban shows. They're similar to Percy from VR Troopers and a teensy bit like Herbie and Patsy from Masked Rider. Percy's consistent problem was being underutilized, usually only appearing as a gag. Herbie and Patsy just never got much development at all. Van and Trip really feel like the crew learned what worked and what didn't from those previous shows when developing them. The Hillhurst monsters are as goofy as ever, but only get a surprisingly small role this time. Flabber has some funny bits, especially when he appears on some fitness magazines. Definitely the thing that stands out the most is Vexor's needlessly convoluted plan. I wonder if it was originally part of a completely different plot. It's unusual that the main monster of the day is destroyed, yet the amulet that it claims as its own remains active.
Give me my amulet!
It's kind of hard to come up with much to talk about with this one, so that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.
There's an article in here on Flab.